The top 5 things I wish I knew when I first started as an entrepreneur. I'm still learning the process, and I just wanted to do a little feedback on my experience. It's been a year and a half now that I'm a freelancer. The first thing that is, I think, the top one is to remember why you started. Never forgetting why you are actually an entrepreneur and why you started. Because if you lose your faith and if you lose your purpose and what drives you, you will not continue, you will quit, literally. So for me, what's my purpose is that I don't want to work for someone, that I want to be my own boss, because I don't like the pressure of having someone over my shoulder. I want to be responsible of my schedule. I want to be able to have a different relation with my clients and be able to connect on a different level. Like, you're looking for a solution, I'm looking to solve your problems. We are on a one-on-one, same level of communication and needs. So always to remind yourself why you started when you get to lose your faith. The second thing would be to plant the seed and not to forget to water the seed. So that's what happened with me a lot of time. I will go around, I would network a little bit, which is something that I have a hard time with. And I will force myself to go out, meet people, network, have great feedbacks, and just let that person on the corner and never really, get back to that person or try to connect and actually not sell my services, but actually say, hey, I'm here. If you need me for anything, or if you know someone that could need my services, well, reach out to me. And I think it's something, as an entrepreneur, we kind of have this thing of hiding behind our computers and hiding behind what we think could be. But we have to get out there. So I would say plant the seeds everywhere you can and talk to people. But don't forget to come back to these people and tell them hey, I'm here. If you need my services, if you need something, I'm here, right? Then the third advice would be to always stay humble, but be extremely confident and bold about what you do. Because people will try to step on you, people will try to sell you that they need you for a certain thing and it's out of interest, and they would not consider you as a valuable asset to their work or to their business. So you have to remember that you have to be confident about your values and your value and your skills. You have something to bring to them, so they have to bring something in return. So you have to stay humble and not be I don't care about anything you tell me. But at the same time, you have to be confident that you're valuable, and that if someone is presenting to you a project and it's oh, I have this budget, well, but this is the budget that should be, delivered to that job. And they're well, I think, no. Well, you tell them well, I can offer you to do the same thing, but with little less work or a little less content that I will produce for you. So try to be confident by staying humble, Then the fourth advice would be to set real goals and to really not anticipate them goals. So, for example, you say at the start of the month or the year, you say, okay, well, each month I want to do 2,000 euros or 3,000 euros, and I want to be able to invest in this or that and this or that. Well, you want to set realistic goals and set goals, of course, but you want to make sure that you don't anticipate these goals. So if in that 3 months you say you want to earn that amount of money, make sure you don't pressure yourself that much into doing that and getting to that goal, because if it doesn't happen, you're going to be disappointed. Make sure that you take each day a step toward that goal without anticipating the results. And so it's going to be okay if you don't have the 3 clients that you wanted during this month. Well, next month, I can assure you that you're going to have the 4 clients you need. It's the being an entrepreneur is all about the balance. If there is lows, there's going to be highs. And if the low is really bad, the high is going to be good. It's sad to say like this, but that's what happens. Sometimes you're going to have a lot of clients, and sometimes you're not going to have as many clients. It's not a recipe, and of course at some point you're going to get on a stable timeline of things, because people are going to come back to you. and it's gonna turn over, but it's not a sure thing. So embrace that and be okay with it. And my fifth and last advice will be to keep good accountability and invest now. It's not going to be in 10 years that you're going to be like, oh yeah, I should invest this because I had that amount of money. You should invest now, little that it can be, in your company, in your business, in your entrepreneur life, in your self-care, because you are living in the now, and it's not going to be in 10 years that you're going to be needing a new camera, a new lens. You probably will need, but a higher quality one. So if you want to grow, make sure you invest now. I bought this microphone this year. I bought this screen last year. I made investment. It was hard because I wasn't sure it was the best idea. But I think I can tell you that if you make the investments, then you're going to be able to produce better content, better quality. You're going to get to be able to reach a wider range of people. So these are the 5 tips I would recommend someone that is starting as an entrepreneur, that is a little bit lost in his journey as an entrepreneur. So remember why you started, plant the seed and water it. Stay humble, but be confident and bold. Set real goals and don't anticipate them goals. It's gonna be okay. Keep good accountability and invest now. So I hope this video will help you get back in the journey of an entrepreneur, start your journey as an entrepreneur. I'm still learning every single day, and some days I'm still feeling like I want to quit. But I feel like that's what makes the process interesting, and that's what makes you realize that every time you want to actually quit, what makes you feel like you got to continue, right? And so that's really why the top one is remember why you started, because it's really what's going to drive you the entire time. And even if sometimes you don't have something that drives you inside, just knowing that you're doing something that not a lot of people are doing. I mean, there's a lot more people that are doing this, but it's not an easy thing. And people always look at entrepreneurs as like, oh, it's a cool thing, it's a cool vibe, it's a cool whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a work every single day. You live, you eat, you sleep thinking of how you could, make your business grow and blossom and be whatever you want it to be. But I know for a fact that at some point, it will become exactly what you want it to be.